The max cape. Many adventurers strive to obtain this cape, but only the most capable will succeed. I, on the other hand, will speedrun this cape in world record time. With all the necessary quests completed, we are moving on to the real skilling stage of the run. After hours of theory crafting the best possible route, I will use and showcase never seen before skilling methods and strategies to save as much time as possible to not only secure the world record for fastest MANSCAPED, but also the longest speedrun in the world. My name is Boxjongen, and this is my grind to the fastest MANSCAPED. Last episode we got 100 combat, did a couple achievement diaries to unlock the Keramjek Gloss 4 and the Crystal Halberd. Then we did 7 billion Crystal Halberd specs to get our Slayer and combat up. And we ended at level 90 Slayer, and we made a lot of progress in the last video, but I will try to top that in this episode. Another Tsar task completed, and this is actually my 250th task, giving me a nice point boost of 525. I kinda wanted to do this task at Konar, since with the Elite Corrente Cable's Diary, Konar gives 700 points for your 250th streak. But yeah, you know me, I always forget things when I'm in the groove, so I didn't notice and got my 250th task from Gyrdal. And since we are 90 Slayer, we can also get Dark Beasts assigned. On the non-Crystal Halberd task, I switched my weapons to the attack style, since attack XP will be the most difficult for me to get, since I can just jelly on strength and defensive style. But with attack I have to be on shared, and once I run out of, let's say, strength, I can't use the shared attack style anymore, so I need to get my attack XP from other sources. Because at the end I would like to get all my combats around the same time as I get 99 Slayer, so I don't waste any combat XP. And I also want to get my ranged up as high as possible. I don't think I can finish ranged alongside the combats while getting 99 Slayer, but I will try my best to squeeze in as much ranged XP as possible. And Dagonauts once again, so you know we're gonna get an important level here. And there is 75 ranged, unlocking us the Twisted Buckler. And the Buckler has a range strength of 10, so that boosts the max hit of chins by a couple. And I deliberately didn't chin until I hit level 75 from my cannon only, so now we're also gonna start chinning certain Slayer tasks. Oh, and in case you were wondering why the hell my cannon is shooting chins, there's a plugin called Chin Bomba in the plugin hub, and it makes it so that your cannonballs turn into chin chompas while firing. It doesn't do any AoE damage, but it looks very funny. But before we start throwing explosive furballs and stare at the logout screen, a quick word from today's sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by MANSCAPED, who is the best in men's below the waist grooming. Join over 7 million men worldwide who trust MANSCAPED with this exclusive offer for you. 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code HeyBoxjongen at manscaped.com. MANSCAPED recently launched their ultimate men's hygiene bundle, the Performance Package. Inside this package you will find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Reviver toner, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold your goodies. Their 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents, thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. The Lawnmower 4.0 has a LED spotlight for more precise shaving. Both the Lawnmower and the Weed Whacker are waterproof. And Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts for their Performance Package 4.0, the Shed Travel Bag and the Manscaped Boxers. And let me tell you, these boxers are insanely comfy. So, go to manscaped.com and use the code HeyBoxjongen to get 20% off and free shipping. The link is in the description below. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. Thank you Manscaped for sponsoring. Initially I wanted to use my cannon until 80 ranged, so we could equip Masori for even more max hits with chins. But realizing that we are only at 75 ranged at pretty much halfway to 99 Slayer, I decided to chin from level 75 onwards after unlocking the Buckler, because otherwise we're just hitting 80 ranged by the time we are almost 99 Slayer, and then it's kinda useless. And the tasks I'm gonna chin at first are Ankus, Hellhounds and Bloodveld. And with Bloodvelds I'm still bulwarking, but I'm switching out Ice Barrage for Chin Chompas. And as you can see, I of course forgot to record the halfway point of Slayer. We're already 30% into the level. 76 ranged. That is the first level of many gained with Chin Chompas. Doing the task like this will really help out my attack and range XP, as I'm getting around 170k attack XP an hour from just doing 2 bulwark specs per login, and also 230k range from finishing the Bloodfeld stack. And before starting Slayer, a lot of people said something like, oh, with Slayer you're gonna do a lot of cannon tasks, right? But the reality is that the cannon barely gives me any XP. The only tasks that I'm doing where the cannon is actually doing something are Dagonauts and Call fights. And I'm also using it at Baby Black Dragons and Dark Beast, but I'm only getting like 1k XP on those tasks. So yeah, the majority of my range XP has to come from Chins and mainly Bloodfelds for now. So I'm really curious to see where my range level ends up at the end of Slayer. That's another Necryarch down, and only 5k Slayer XP left till 93 Slayer, and then we unlock Smoke Devils. Surely I won't forget to record this level. It's a very important one. I have to record it. Yep, I forgot it. But after finishing this Necryal task, we did a quick Baby Black Dragon task, and pretty much straight away after that we got our first Smoke Devil task. And I mean, just look at the XP that I got into level 93 Slayer. It's barely nothing. And that is very good for Smoke Devils, because sometimes you just have to wait like 2 whole levels before you get your new Slayer task assigned, but not this time, we got it straight away. And with the Secrets of the North quest being released, also came the Saturated Heart. It's an upgrade for the Imbued Heart, and you need 150k Ancient Essence for it, so I quickly bought those and put it on my Imbued Heart. This new heart boosts your magic level by 4 plus 10% of your current level, rounded down. And compared to the Imbued Heart's 1 plus 10% boost, that is slightly better for Smoke Devils. Around 0.02 DPS, so since it is a speedrun, we need to upgrade our Imbued Heart. I don't really know what the best way is to kill Smoke Devils on this speedrun, so I'm going to test several methods out. And I'm starting with magic. And also Smoke Devils are a bit of a weird one when it comes to their stats. They have 600 mage defense, so you're probably thinking that magic is not gonna work at all, but because their actual magic level is 1, the magic defense doesn't really do anything anymore. And since their normal defense level is 275, the 44 range defense is actually making a pretty big difference on top of that 275 defense. So chinning is not that accurate, but I will try and test it later on. And get this smoke out of my face. Do you guys think there's someone who actually plays with this smoke filter enabled? Because I don't think so. At first I tried the logout method with magic at Smoke Devils. First luring everything with my ult with a cannon and then stacking them up and start barraging. But I don't know, this wasn't really getting me that much XP an hour. You can't see the XP an hour on screen at the moment, but I was getting a little bit over 200k Slayer XP, which is a lot. That's true. But sometimes a Smoke Devil would die and then, while close to the pile I was barraging and then getting into combat with that one, or when a superior spawns, I also got in combat and had to wait 10 seconds before I could log out after that. And it kind of lowered XP an hour again, so I wasn't really happy with how this task was going at first. Then a couple tasks later I started experimenting with a Bulwark switch, which just wasn't good enough. I got a little bit of attack XP from it, but the Slayer XP just tanked, and overall it just kinda sucked. And then I thought, why not kill the Smoke Devils like normal? No logout method, nothing. Since your barrage can only hit up to 9 targets at once, and there are so many Smoke Devils in here, I was still hitting the maximum amount of Smoke Devils almost all the way till the end when I was doing the logout method. And I thought, since there are so many Smoke Devils in this cave, and you can lure pretty much all of them, it is very likely that there will always be 9 Smoke Devils alive when you are barraging, so you're not really losing out on that much XP when not doing logout method. And the superiors can pretty much be killed 0 times, since you don't have to worry about the combat timer after killing them. And this task becomes so easy when you do it with an ult. The only thing you have to do is just lure the Smoke Devils behind the skeleton with your ult and attack the incoming Smoke Devils with your main account on the middle pile. For this to work, your ult needs to be on a Slayer task, so it is required to have 93 Slayer on a ult. That is the only downside from this. And if you want to do this long term and prevent your ult from kill stealing a lot, you need to be wearing a combination of 3 items to prevent your cannon from hitting. And the easiest way to do this is to use a fun weapon. I like to use flowers. And since all the attack sales on fun weapons are crush, your cannon will also roll off your crush accuracy. And if you combine the flowers with a Odium Ward and a Berserker necklace, your accuracy goes down to -64, and with that it is impossible to hit with a cannon anymore. And if you guys want to try this out yourself, I'll leave the tile markers in the description. And these tiles also work for solo smoke devils, but I think you have to place your cannon on the runelight cannon spot and not on the tile marker where I have it. And I'll also leave my efficient Slayer guide video in the description as well, with a bit more in-depth explanation on how to alt smokes. Moving on from smoke devils again, I got a call fight task, and this is the worst task that I'm still doing. And now that we have smoke devils unlocked and our points are just looking very healthy, I decided to block these since they are a higher rating than worms. And ideally, I want to get maximum value out of my points since I'm not doing any post 99 Slayer. It would be the best for the speedrun if I finished with like no points left and just used them all to skip bad tasks and only do like the really good tasks towards the end. Of course, we have to watch out for bad RNG, but I think from now on we can slightly start skipping a little bit more. I haven't really talked about prayer that much, but we still need to gain one more level from Slayer passively, and in the last episode we unlocked the Elite Diary, which gave the S Sanctifier full XP. So now Abbey Demons are just insane prayer XP for me. You can see it all the way in the bottom right, that we are getting 67k XP per hour for basically free. Well, for like 20 dead runes, but that is just pretty much free, so we should easily be able to finish 99 prayer through Slayer. And I don't know what it is with Superiors and Abbey Demons, but again, I had 4 Superiors in one task on stream, and I also had another little surprise during this task. Yup, I managed to get an imbued heart drop. Unfortunately, I had to mute the audio because of copyright reasons, but by seeing the look on my face, you could say I was quite excited. And for good reason. I only received 5 hearts on my 200 mil Slayer grind on my main account, so it's very nice to see one before 99. And because of the new saturated heart update, the imbued heart went also up quite a bit in price. So I might actually profit from Slayer now. And the crazy RNG doesn't stop there. I also got a double superior at Necrials. This is quite scary since the Necriar can easily kill you, and especially when there's 2 of them. But when killing 2 or more Slayer monsters on the same game tick, all the kills that you get on that game tick separately roll for the 1 in 200 to spawn a superior creature. And in this case I killed 4 Necrials on the same tick, so the chance was a little bit bigger but still very rare. And to my knowledge there only have been a very few instances of a triple superior spawn, but when going for 200 mil Slayer you will probably see a handful of double spawns. But still very cool to see on the speedrun account. And they came to life on the same game tick, and I also put them away on the same game tick for a juicy 6.7k XP drop. And now that we are still at Necrials, I changed up my strategy quite a bit for these. Here's 96 Slayer and 98 Magic, by the way. I stopped stacking everything on one tile and I moved to the middle of the room to give the dead spawns more space. And with this I pretty much could always hit the 7 Necrials in the room instead of hitting too many dead spawns. And with good execution I could get around 140k Slayer XP per hour and close to 900k melee XP per hour. I tried to get a little creative at Smoke Devils and started Bake Chinning. It looks sick, but the Slayer XP wasn't that good and it was pretty annoying to do since the Slayer XP drops cancelled out my Bake Pie action. And having to switch to Lunars every time made it probably not worth it, so I also started jellying smokes to make sure I would be on a good pace to finish the melee skills. Because ranged is way easier to get post 99 Slayer, and I would rather just finish the melees with Slayer and maybe miss a little bit of ranged XP, instead of doing a lot of ranged and running the risk of not finishing one of my melee skills. Circling back to the chinning quickly, did you know there was an accuracy buff or nerf depending on how far away you are standing from the target? This info is on the wiki, but with medium views you want to be standing 4 to 6 tiles away from the target to get the 100% accuracy. This doesn't really matter when the targets are low defense, but in this case it does make a significant difference. And there is the first combat 99 being hit points, basically a 0-time skill, so not that impressive. But as you can see at the levels on the right, our combats are basically already higher than Slayer, or in defense case almost as high as Slayer, so I don't think we have any problems with finishing the combats before finishing 99 Slayer. Quick shout out to the coolest looking superior. I mean, just look at this thing, man, it's fucking massive. Almost missed recording 99 prayer, but There we go, 99 prayer. Luckily my character stopped attacking when the level message popped up, so I could still record it. And I've been chinning all my Bloodveld and Hellhound tasks, and that got me already up to 87 range, so I think we can easily get into the 90s when we finish Slayer. And I've been chellying the Smoke Devils, and it actually works really well now that I got a hang of it. Sometimes you can just absolutely destroy the Superior as well when it spawns on top of the stack. And now that attack and strength are so close to being 99, I've been chinning another task, which is actually really viable even without the logout method, so enjoy. This task is so cool. I always wanted to find a method that uses both rooms, and it turned out to be really good XP as well. And maybe the best thing about this one is that when you stand next to the north wall in the corridor, the superiors can't reach you, and you can just chin them for free. Their southwest tile has a line of sight with me, but since they're a 2x2 monster, it gets stuck with its northern tiles on the corner, so he can't walk towards me. And I've set the piles of necryals up in a way that the southwest tile of the superior is next to them and gets caught in the chin crossfire. And I'm also 4 to 6 tiles away from both piles while standing in the middle of the corridor, so I can get the accuracy boost. Using this method for necryals for my last couple tasks really bumped up my ranged XP. Already close to 92 ranged, and I still have 470k Slayer XP to go. But now it's time to wrap up this skill and finish all the remaining 99s. Well, this one is not a 99, but here's 93 range, and this is the last range level we will get. 99 attack. And after finishing the Bloodveld task, we had 41k Slayer XP to go, which is possible to do with a Crystal Halberd task. We did either Dust Devils or Smoke Devils, and then we can also finish 99 defense and strength. Alright, let's see you, Jurdal. Blue Dragons, that's a skip. I still have 500 points, so I should be good to get one of the two tasks. And oh, there we go. Only one skip needed. There is 185 Smoke Devils, that should be enough for the last 41k XP. And there is 99 strength, featuring a handsome superior. Another one coming in, 99 defense this time. And last but certainly not least, 99 Slayer. It feels so good to be done with this one. It took a very long time with the logout method. If I had to guess, it was around 300 hours to do all of 99 Slayer IRL time. But I'll quickly show my Slayer log. The numbers here aren't saying that much without comparison from JCW his Slayer log when he is done. But yeah, I killed quite a lot of Necreals, 13.5k and 4.5k Smoke Devils, and 183 superior creatures. It will be interesting to see how many JCW gets at the end. And for the collection log, I got 1 Imbued Heart, of course, a couple other superior drops, 14 whips, almost 100 rune boots, 1 dark bow, and 3 occult necklaces. 3 occults is actually kinda unlucky. I should have had 9 with the amount of smoke devils that I killed, but yeah, only 3. Then I traded all the loot that I picked up on my alt accounts over to my main and started selling it all for a total of 44.3 mil. And plus the Imbued Heart and a couple more whips that I had on my Speedrun account, I got another 43 mil and probably some drops that got lost in the banks of my alts. The total amount that I made from 99 Slayer is somewhere around 90 million. I didn't really keep track of the supplies I used during Slayer, but I used around 22,000 Black Chumpas. And Black Chumpas were around 2500 GP when I bought them. So that is already 55 mil. And for the other costs, like the runes for spec transfer and barraging and all the prayer pots that I used, I would say 25 mil that I spent on all the other supplies. So 55 plus 25 is 80 million. So in total we profited around 10 mil GP, all because of the Imbued Heart. Otherwise we would have lost like 30 mil. But yeah, 10 mil profit, pretty good. That's the only profit we have made on the account. And now for the stats, we started with 90 Slayer and 771 EHP. And now we ended with 99 Slayer and 867 EHP. So we almost gained 100 EHP in this video with the logout method. So it should maybe give you an idea how many hours I've put in IRL time wise for this one video. And we also finished all the melee 99s, 99 prayer, gained a couple magic levels and a lot of ranged levels. And we are so close to 2277 total now, less than 30 to go. But I will be seeing you guys in the next video. And thank you so much for all the support. It really means the world to me. And if you like the video, please like the video. And consider subscribing to help the channel grow. Alright, have a wonderful day and goodbye.